Welcome to the channel, and my name is Oblivion. Today we are going to be counting down the top 10 duo and harmonic units in Fire Emblem Heroes. I know this top 10 could be outdated quite quickly, as we get a new duo or harmonic unit every single month. So just to be clear, this list is based off the release of this video, which is right after the release of the infamous A Hero Rises banner. Each unit on this list will be graded off 7 variables. First, duo or harmonized skill. Second, overall combat power. Third, support ability, and then how they perform in the 4 most competitive game modes: Aether Aid's offense, Aether Aid's defense, summoner duels, and arena. They will be assigned a letter grade from S to D, S scoring 5 points, and each letter below it scoring 1 point less. So let's go ahead and get started and jump right in. Number 10. Summer Shida is one of the least represented harmonics in the game, but that doesn't mean she isn't powerful. Her weapon has effective against sword, lance, axe, colorless bow, and armor units. She gets plus 5 to all stats if she initiates or is within 2 spaces of an ally, and the wonderful Canto 2. When it comes to her harmonized skill, she is one of the best. It grants another action to any ally with the highest HP within 2 spaces, as long as they are from the Mystery of the Emblem or Heroes. Now while that may seem like a limited amount of units, Heroes actually has some of the best options available. A majority of the mythic units in the game are from Heroes, and many of the best dancers such as Peony, Plumeria, and Duo Peony are as well. With some proper team building, this duo skill will always activate and allow for some extremely powerful plays. Summer Shida is a powerful unit and can destroy many powerful meta threats. This is largely due to the fact she has effective damage against so many units in the game. She also comes with Flow Refresh, which gives her half a null follow-up, ensuring that she can hit opponents twice and take them out. The only major downside she has are her low attack at a mere 33 and her low bulk of 26 defense and 28 resistance. This extremely low bulk can sometimes lead to her getting destroyed on the counterattack, but overall she is an impressive unit in combat. When it comes to support, she doesn't offer much outside her harmonized skill. Her harmonized skill technically also grants Resonance Blades to units from Mystery of the Emblem and Heroes, which is a nice plus 4 attack and speed buff, but in all honesty, you will always use it to grant another action, and the extra stats are just a nice bonus. Other than that, Shida also can offer support in the form of an open C slot, which can run a smoke skill or a joint drive of some sort. Aether Aid's offense is easily the best place to run Summer Shida. The extra action in her harmonized skill makes her an excellent addition to any Gale Force team, as long as you have units from Mystery of the Emblem or Heroes, which should be quite easy. On defense, Shida can still be quite good. She can offer some major damage against opponents who try to plop down a save ball, but you may find that she often explodes before she gets a chance to land her second hit. In summoner duels, Shida is an interesting choice. She has the power to take out many units, and most importantly the Canto to escape back to a Far Saber to protect her. Her harmonized skill grants another action, which is always nice, but her biggest problem is once again her bulk. As she can often lose matchups, she desperately needs to win. Lastly, Shida in arena is not great. While she can definitely kill units at Canto to safety, which is very nice, she lacks a way to score extremely well. She's reliant on G dual Cav floor to score, and that is only going to get her to 180 BST, which is good, but not amazing. Overall, Shida scores a 22 out of 35. If you're looking for a place to make Summer Shida shine, then I definitely recommend Aether Aid's offense. Number 9. Our next unit on the list is going to be Plegian Dorothea. Dorothea is a powerful dancer who can not only offer great support via dancing, but the powerful debuffs in her weapon. Her weapon essentially offers Omni Chill, hitting the highest attack, speed, defense, and resistance on the enemy team, which is ridiculously powerful. Her harmonized skill grants another action, something you may see a lot of in this top 10. Hers works similar to Shida's, but hits units from 3 houses or genealogy of the Holy War. It also grants Resonance Shields, which gives plus 4 defense and resistance, and an effect that denies a follow-up attack in the unit's first combat. This is a great harmonized skill as long as you make sure to build your team around powerful 3 houses or genealogy characters, which shouldn't be very difficult. While Dorothea does have a good offensive stat line of 38 attack and 35 speed, she isn't built for combat. While she can pick off damaged units or units with low resistance, she isn't going to offer much more than that in combat. On the other hand, Dorothea is an amazing support unit. She offers the best support in the game as a dancer, but she also offers a ton of debuffs, which can cripple the enemy team. She's a flyer, which means she can run powerful mobility skills like ground orders or aerobatics, and her harmonized skill can help a bit with bulk through resonance shields. Dorothea does well in Aether Aid's offense, where she can be a powerful dancer that can technically offer 2 dances, though only if your team is built correctly. And she does just as well in Aether Raid's defense, where she can cripple the enemy team with debuffs, and enable the also important Duo's hindrance. When it comes to summoner duels, Dorothea is a good option for that also common dancer slot. Debuffs are extremely important in summoner duels, especially chill attack and speed, which can cripple the enemy team's carries, often causing them to lose important matchups. In Arena, Dorothea struggles like many other harmonized heroes. She doesn't have any built-in duel skill, which means she'll be relying on our dual flying 4, and even worse than that, she doesn't have a preference dance skill, which means she'll be scoring even less. Overall, Dorothea gets a 23 out of 35. She's an amazing dancer and can offer a ton of support, especially via her Omni Chill weapon. Number 8. Our newest harmonic hero, Spring Sonya, is a horrifying nuker, able to run all kinds of different specials from AoEs to Luna, and the best part is she can pre-charge all of it. Her weapon not only grants us passive special cooldown of -1, but also another 2 on turn 1. If that wasn't enough, she also gets the Halloween Noe effect, which lets her teleport to a space within 2 spaces of an ally within 2 spaces, meaning she has absolutely enormous range to rain death on her enemies from. Sonya's harmonized skill is a very good one that can grant -2 special cooldown, 6 attack, and resonance blades to all allies from Shadows of Valencia or Awakening. Very similar to Duo Alphonse's. The main power of this harmonized skill is to allow Sonya to run an even more powerful special like AoEs or Aether. While there are some powerful units that can benefit from this harmonized skill, such as Brave Ulm or Duo Chrom, it is definitely not as powerful as say another action. Combat is what Spring Sonya does best. She has a ridiculous 42 attack with a super boon, and her weapon can grant her even more attack. She can easily wipe out a majority of the game's cast with her powerful specials, making her one of the best nukers hands down. When it comes to support, Sonya can offer all the usual flying mobility options, the benefits of her harmonized skill, and even some nice debuffs in the form of speed res hold, which can affect units within 3 spaces. A nice slew of support options for such a powerful offensive unit. Sonya is usable in Aether Raid's offense, so you can easily wipe teams completely off the map, but may struggle to retreat to safety due to the lack of Kanto. Unfortunately, teleports don't work very well with trade skills, which is another mark against her ability to hit and run. When it comes to Aether Raid's defense though, Sonya is a complete monster. Not many save balls are going to want to get hit by her massive powerful specials, as she will either immediately kill them or leave such a large dent in them that the rest of the team will be able to clean up. The only major disadvantage Spring Sonya has on defense is that she has no way to charge her special again if it is pulsed via Pulse Smoke or Pulse Die. As one would expect of a premier nuker, Sonya does great in summoner duels. She can easily destroy many safe tanks, though not all of them. But the best part is she can be a very effective sacrifice unit, which means she essentially goes in, nukes the entire team with an AoE special, usually killing an important unit, then dying to a crackback. But even then, her job will usually be done, and you'll be able to clear out the rest of the weakened team. Once again, her only downside is her lack of Kanto or ability to use a trace skill effectively. Just like other harmonized units, Sonya struggles to score well in Arena, so even though she can do a great job of destroying the enemy team, she is limited to the use of G-Dual Flying 4, which isn't the best. Overall, Spring Sonya walks away with a nice 25 out of 35. I would recommend using her in either Aether Raid's defense or summoner duels. Either way, make sure to build a team that can take full advantage of the many things she has to offer. Number 7. Linja, the duo hero who warped the meta. Linja is a powerhouse unit with a brave dagger that has cooldown reduction, meaning she can easily proc a 2 cooldown special on the second hit. She has an amazing attack stat of 38 with a super boon, and also great speed, meaning she can often quad enemies. Lin's duo skill is easily the most powerful in the game. She is able to grant herself another action, as long as she has been in combat this turn. This duo skill allows her to hit and run, or even to wipe out entire teams in one turn, with some dancer support. I don't think I need to say anything else, this duo skill speaks for itself. When it comes to combat, Lin was definitely one of the most powerful units when she premiered, and is still an amazing unit. She can definitely struggle with some saved units nowadays, especially if they are running Deflect Missile, but I would not underestimate how powerful she can be. Lin doesn't offer much when it comes to support. She can technically run some flyer mobility, but in all honesty, you're going to want to use every single skill slot for offensive power. Linja is a complete monster in Aether Raid's offense. Her ability to run Disarm Trap means no team is truly safe from her, and though Lin can struggle to kill some Far Savers, there are ways around that via Bolt Tower. With certain builds, she can even act as a Wings of Mercy beacon, allowing Gale Force teams to engage safely with little to no concern for traps. On defense, Lin can be a scary threat who can blow up unprepared units, but more often than not, she can struggle to kill many of the popular save balls. though she can run a wind sweep build that will often let her survive engagements as long as she isn't up against Ascendant Fjorm. Unfortunately, when it comes to summoner duels, Lyn isn't the best option, and this is mostly due to her lack of Kanto. While she can kill many units, it will often result in a trade as she is unable to back up to safety, and just like in Aether raids, she struggles against the best Farsavers such as Brave Hector or Ascendant Ithune. When it comes to Arena, Lyn will make your runs ridiculously easy. She can go in, snipe problematic units, then back up to safety with her duo skill. She'll also be able to kill 90% of the popular Arena units, which means she'll almost never struggle clearing the enemy team. Lastly, she scores well thanks to her dual skill, though it isn't as good as some of the recent duos like Chrom or Dagger. Overall, Ninja Lyn ninjas her way to a 25 out of 35 score, an extremely respectable score for one of the older duo units on this list. Personally, I still use her in Aether Raid's offense and Arena. Number 6. Bridal Katria, the former queen of ARD, is a powerful harmonic hero who offers some of the most ridiculously busted support in the game. Her weapon not only grants her special cooldown and 6 attack and speed, but more importantly, the powerful triangle attack and formation buff. When it comes to her harmonized skill, Katria's is good but not amazing. It grants Resonance Blade, Desperation, and a guaranteed follow-up attack if the unit initiates combat to units from Shadows of Valencia and Binding Blade. While this is a powerful effect, when you compare it to other dual skills, it is noticeably weaker. Katria can be a powerful enemy to face down, especially when she's under the effect of triangle attack. She can blow up enemies with her impressive 40 attack and 41 speed, but Katria can also struggle when she doesn't have the power of triangle attack, and even more so if her double is denied. Katria's support abilities are what made her a meta-defining menace. Granting triangle attack and the formation buff to any ally within 2 spaces at the start of turn can make almost any unit into a legitimate threat, which is just what is needed to overcome the power of many save balls. Triangle attack offers all the power a unit could ever want and more, while the formation buff ensures that units are able to reach opponents and make sure that triangle attack is always active. Katria is surprisingly good on Aether Raid's offense. She can do extremely well on Gale Force teams where she can ensure units get their double hit in that they need to activate Gale Force, and she also performs well as a Gale Force herself with that special cooldown reduction built into her weapon. Aether Raid's defense is where Katria lives. While Elamine has made it more difficult for Katria balls to be run in Anima season, she does well in Dark, and can almost make any defense immediately more threatening and lethal, especially in a meta that is dominated by save skills on both sides of offense and defense. Once again, in Summoner Duels, Katria can prove her value by offering a ton of power and mobility to your Summoner Duels team. She offers nukes the power they need to carve through almost any Farsaver, and at the same time the mobility necessary to position your team exactly where they need to be to defend from the enemy team's onslaught. This is going to be a common point for a majority of harmonized heroes, but Arena tends to be a major weakness for them, and Bridal Katria doesn't do any better. Unfortunately, her scoring keeps her from doing well in Arena. The Queen of ARD flies away with a 27 out of 35. I highly recommend using her in Aether Raid's defense on Dark season, but don't shy away from trying her in Summoner Duels or even on a Gale Force team. Number 5. Here she is, our new free-to-play goddess. Duocorn is one of the best units in the game and offers a ridiculous amount of power via her Brave Green Tome and her top tier duo skill. Just like Ninja Lyn before her, Duocorn has the best duo skill in the game. There isn't much more to say. It's ridiculously good. When it comes to combat, Corn is a complete monster. She has a Brave Green Tome that offers up to 7 true damage per hit. She has a great offensive stat line of 41 attack and 40 speed with super bones in both. She's a cav unit, which means she has extremely good range and she can threaten large portions of a map. When it comes to support, Corn offers essentially nothing. She has an open C slot, which can grant your typical joint drive or smoke skill, but that is something that any unit can do. If you ever wanted a powerful hit and run, or an all-in unit, look no farther. Corn can easily smash through many of the most powerful far save units. She can snipe frontline units, then retreat to safety. She can even go all in with the help of a couple dancers and destroy the whole enemy team in one turn. She's an amazing unit in Aether Raid's offense and definitely deserves a team slot all to herself. Corn is an amazing unit on defense as well. She can be extremely threatening and either blow up many Farsavers or at least put a big enough dent in them that another unit can come to finish them off. She is so threatening that many Farsavers are beginning to run Deflect Magic just so they can survive her. Duocorn is a great threat for Summoner Duels, but unlike other modes, she can struggle quite a bit, and the reason for that is simple. She's too good. That's right, Corn was so powerful that most common Farsave builds now run both Hardy Fighter and Deflect Magic, which means Corrin is going to struggle to win any matchup against any of the best Farseers. So while Corrin is very powerful and can do well in this mode, more often than not, she will struggle to win matchups you desperately need her to win. Lastly, we have Arena, and Corrin is going to make any Arena run a cakewalk. Just like Lyn, she can snipe whatever problematic unit, then retreat to safety with her duo skill. She has high range and even scores extremely well. The only thing Lyn does better than her is fly. Our free-to-play goddess gets an amazing 29 out of 35. Feel free to use Corrin wherever you need to. She does great in almost every game mode. Number 4. The Dancing Duo is easily one of the best supports in the entire game. From her duo skill to her insane attack buff, Duo Peony proves to be an amazing choice no matter what team you put her on. When it comes to duo skills, Duo Peony has the second best in the game, though people could argue it is the best. It grants another action to an ally with the highest HP within one space, as well as +3 to all stats and the formation buff. Unlike other duo skills or harmonized skills with a similar effect, she doesn't care about what game the unit is from, but the range is one space lower. Even so, it's an insane duo skill. After all, who doesn't want a dancer who can dance twice? When it comes to combat, Peony isn't who you're going to be relying on. Her attack isn't bad at 34, and she has a good speed stat of 40, but realistically, she isn't killing anything unless they have super low resistance or they're on death's door. Support is where Peony shines. Not only does she offer 2 dances, she has a preference dance that offers +3 to all stats and the formation buff. Her weapon grants a massive 6 attack to any ally in a cardinal direction, and she can offer even more attack via her C slot and seal. Duo Peony is a massive attack steroid, and she can turn units into offensive monsters. Duo Peony is great on just about every team on Aether Raid's offense. While you will need to kill the enemy duo unit, or the duo's hindrance to take full advantage of her power, even as a normal dancer, she offers a ton of great support. On defense, Duo Peony is also amazing. She grants all of her great support such as the attack buff and the formation buff, and enables the duo's hindrance. The only real downside is that defense teams don't use duo skills, which is one of her biggest selling points. She also has low defense and HP, meaning she's an easy isolation target. Duo Peony can do amazing in summoner duels. A combination of her attack buffing and flying mobility allows her to do well on most teams. The only reason why she isn't perfect for summoner duels is that there are a couple of dancers who are just better than her by offering either higher range or extra movement, or both. Duo Peony is a complete annoyance in Arena. Whenever you see one on the enemy's team, you know it's going to be an annoying match. But if you're lucky enough to have a +10, she does extremely well, and will make Arena a joke. Not only that, but she scores pretty good as well. Duo Peony scores a 29 out of 35, proving she's one of the best dancers in all of Fire Emblem Heroes, and a unit who can easily be used in any game mode. Number 3. Our newest dancing queen who has proved to be beyond powerful. What happens when you take one of the most historically powerful dancers in the game, legendary Azura, and put her on a horse? You get the most powerful dancer to exist. Harmonic Azura, just like many other harmonic units, grants another action to an ally with the highest HP within 2 spaces, as long as they are from Path to Radiance or Fates. While this duo skill is not necessarily as powerful as Duo Corrins or Peonies, it is easy to activate, and as long as you build your team properly, you can make the most of it. While Azura does have a good offensive stat line of 37 attack and 39 speed, and she even gets an additional 6 to both from her weapon, she is similar to most dancers in that she's not built for combat. While she can get one hard hit in, she will most likely die to a counterattack with her abysmal 16 defense and 23 resistance. Support is the name of the game for Harmonic Azura. Azura has access to Grey Waves, one of the most powerful dances in the game that grants an extra movement to infantry or flying allies. Her weapon grants +6 to all stats to any unit she dances and all other units adjacent to her. She is easily able to make a unit run at full power and give them that extra movement that they need to destroy whatever opponent they want to. What makes her really unique though is her movement type. 3 movement on a dancer is stupid, and it makes it so she can easily reach all of her allies around the map. Harmonic Azura is easily one of the best dancers to run the Aether Raid's offense. Her movement allows for her to dance, hit and run units that go in deep to snipe an enemy. She also grants all the buffs you would want, allowing you more skill slots on other supports to run different skills. She also works extremely well with Duo Corrin due to her harmonic skill. On defense, Harmonic Azura is a nuisance. She can easily move from 3 spaces away, dance the 7th slot unit, and create a horrifying dance trap, where the unit is now buffed up and has extra movement. She also increases the threat range to maximum due to her movement type and being a tome. Even if she gets isolated, she can unleash a strong hit onto the enemy tank and at least deal a hefty amount of damage before dying. In Summoner duels, in my opinion, Harmonic Azura is the best dancer. She offers the most important thing, mobility. She not only provides this to herself as a cavalry, but also to the units she dances, which is massive, and opens up a wide variety of plays. If that wasn't enough, she offers buffs that can swing matchups. If you stack enough HP on her, she can also run a pulse tie build, which is only available to infantry and cavalry units. Harmonic Azura is a great arena unit. She can make your runs extremely easy, but just like many other units on this list, she doesn't score as well as other duo units, because she is reliant on G-Dual Cavalry 4. Though, unlike Dorothea, she does have a preference stance, which does help her score a little bit better. Harmonic Azura scores with 29 out of 35, just like our last two entries, and to be honest with you, you could easily swap any of their places, as they are all very powerful units, but personally I find Azura to be just a tiny bit better than the other two. Number 2. Our first blessable Pathfinder unit is here, and she's completely terrifying. Her weapon is extremely powerful, not only granting Pathfinder, but inflicting -5 to all stats on the foe, and an additional penalty based off the buffs currently on Duo Dagger. While this effect can lack some consistency without a way to fully buff Duo Dagger, when it is in effect, it can cause a massive 56 stat swing. That's right, Dagger can receive up to +7 in each stat, which then causes the enemy to receive a penalty of -7 in each stat. Duo Dagger has an exceptional duo skill that causes all units within 5 rows and 5 columns to be buffed for +6 to all stats and be granted the Pathfinder effect. This duo skill allows Dagger to enable her own weapon, but more importantly, grants ridiculous mobility to your entire team. This effect is exceptionally powerful in Summoner duels, though it is difficult to make use of in other game modes such as Aether raids. Pathfinder is one of the most powerful support effects in the game, especially in a meta that is so focused on mobility. She can also offer additional support via flying mobility skills, and the buff to all stats via her duo skill. When it comes to Aether raid's offense, it is difficult to make full use of Duo Dagger's Pathfinder, and while she can be quite strong and deal with many far-saved units, I don't think Aether raid's offense is her best place. Now, on Aether raid's defense, Dagger is very good. She can offer Pathfinder to your defense team on Anima Season, where it is usually not available. Or you can even double down in Dark Season and make some extremely toxic maps. What makes her even better is that she is a ranged unit, a stark contrast from Not, who is limited as a lance. This allows Duo Dagger to extend the team's threat range, which can be especially threatening if she can receive a dance or some buffs. Summoner duels is the game mode Duo Dagger was born for. She is stupidly powerful and easily one of the best units in the entire game mode. Mobility is the most important thing in Summoner duels, and Dagger provides it passively through Pathfinder on her weapon, but more importantly, she can grant a highway to charge right into the enemy's team, destroying them. She is also a great unit in combat, though she sometimes does require buffs to take full advantage of her weapon. Lastly, we have Arena, and Duo Dagger is exceptional in this game mode too. She not only scores the highest currently possible, but she is also a flying unit, which means she can bait out dancers or attack the enemy team from all kinds of advantageous positions. She is one of the best arena units you can use, and there's not much more to say about it. Overall, Duo Dagger lands herself in second place with a 30 out of 35. Duo Dagger can be used in any game mode, but I would highly recommend Summoner duels, Arena, and Aether raid's defense. Number 1. I'm sure you saw this one coming from a mile away, but Duo Chrom is the king of duo units. He is absolutely a busted unit and one of the best units in the game. Intelligence Systems essentially took Legendary Chrom, one of the most powerful legendaries, even after 2 years, and just made him blessable, and better. Chrom's duo skill grants a grand strategy buff, which is essentially a unity effect for all stats. It debuffs all allies within 2 spaces, ensuring that the unity is active. It also grants Duo Chrom an impact effect for 1 turn. While this duo ability may not be as good as Duo Corns or Lin's, it's extremely powerful and can allow Chrom to pull out an Uno reverse card when the enemy attempts to debuff your team. When it comes to combat, Chrom is one of the best units in the game. His weapon grants cooldown reduction, armored and flying effectiveness, +5 to all stats, a guaranteed follow-up attack, and most importantly, cooldown reduction for Chrom and any ally who uses or has a positional skill used on them between turn 1 through 4. This weapon takes to change fate probably the best positional assist in the game and makes it even more broken. Chrom can easily charge his Deadeye and blow holes through his opponents. The only weakness you may consider him having is his low speed, which can make him vulnerable to null follow-up, though you can always build a speedy Chrom if this frightens you. If being a combat god wasn't enough, Duochrome has some of the best and most unique support in the game. Being able to charge specials whenever you want in combat is extremely powerful, and it can make it so that units can even dodge special denial, such as pulse smokes or pulse ties. In the player's hands, it allows you to control exactly when the special is procced, and in the AI's hands, it can allow for specials to come up unexpectedly, which may lead to death. Aether's offense, I would argue, is Duochrome's weakest game mode, but that isn't to say he's bad by any means. He's still an exceptional unit that can destroy Farsavers and just about everyone else. He can offer special acceleration and even act as a pseudo smiter. The only major problem is that Duochrome will most likely never be your main carry, meaning he will be taking up a possible support slot that might be better used for a dancer or a different support like Flame. Aether's defense, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Chrom is a nightmare on defense, where he can completely wipe out enemy teams with his overwhelming power. To change fate is a major annoyance to play against, and forces the offense player to always consider how the AI will choose to make its moves. One wrong misstep and Duochrome may to change fate and blow up your entire team. Summoner Duels is no different. Duochrome stands out as one of the best options to run on the team. He deals with many common threats in Summoner Duels, he offers excellent support and the ability to avoid pulse ties, charge specials, and even grants a way to deal with annoying debuffs once per map. He may struggle to kill units like Brave Hector or Ascended to Dune, but just about every other unit isn't going to want to take a Deadeye to the face from Duochrome. Duochrome is arguably the best unit in Arena. He not only is a monster in combat and offers great support, but most importantly, he has a repositional skill that scores optimally. It's the same reason why Legendary Chrom is one of the best legendaries in the game, and it works just as well for Duochrome. It also helps that Duochrome is the best scoring unit in the game, tied with Duo Dagger. The king of Duo units, Chrom, flexes his superiority with an amazing 33 out of 35 score. Duochrome is easily one of the best units Intelligent Systems has ever made, and I don't think that will be changing anytime soon. He has just about everything you could want in one unit, and more. And that is my list of the top 10 Duo and Harmonic units currently in Fire Emblem Heroes. Remember, this is just my opinion, and your list may look completely different than mine, especially if you do not care about every game mode. I'd love to hear your opinions down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of my top 10, what I got wrong or right, what you would change, and most importantly, let me know who your favorite Duo or Harmonic unit is. If you haven't checked out my History of the Meta Part 2 video, definitely go check it out. It's a fun look back on the history of Fire Emblem Heroes. This has been Oblivion, and I will catch you all later with more Fire Emblem Heroes.